One of our standard questions we ask after they kind of describe their business model is, why will you win in this space? And if you could answer that, why you guys? Is it the timing you guys did? Is it because you listen to your customers?
I think it's very simple. We're up against the banks, and if you think at how the big banks are doing the business, it is just simply outdated. I mean, if you think about the experience you get from a bank, things are slow, things are expensive. It's just not what you're expecting. So let's go a few steps back and let's think about what's happened in the world at large. I mean, over the past 10, 20 years, a number of different industries have gone through a complete revolution. Publishing has changed. Aviation has changed. Thanks to EasyJet, thanks to Ryanair, we can all fly for much cheaper. There's much bigger choice, much more transparency. Same thing happened in telecommunication 10 years ago with Skype. Now we're all expecting that we can make high-definition video calls for free across the world. So now we're getting to the last dinosaur in town, which is financial services. Consumers have come to expect much faster services, much more transparency, much lower prices across all industries. And now banking is there, standing up and, no, we're not getting it. We're not changing. So I think there is a very large amount of change coming in financial services. We can see this happening right now with all the peer-to-peer lending. We can see it happening with the likes of Stripe. Every part of financial services is being changed. And it's being changed not by the banks. It's being changed by startups like Transferwise, like Stripe, like others, like Funding Circle in the UK. And I think there's a very big structural difference. We're operating as modern online companies without having the balance sheet which has lots of brick and mortar and so on. We're setting things up in a modern way in our IT systems. We're not relying on mainframes from the 60s. So I think there's a lot of structural differences which make it possible for us to win. And if we're going specifically into what we're doing in money transfer, the other big difference we have is peer-to-peer liquidity. So the fact that we're utilizing our customers' money to make this service available for other customers is a big difference. Every bank you go to, they will wire physical money from one country to the other. So they're using old networks for it. They're using SWIFT for it. So these things are just much more slower, much more expensive. So there's a very big structural difference which enables us to provide a service for a much different price and much quicker than compared to traditional banks.
Really interesting about London community, I find, is there's a lot of camaraderie.
Entrepreneurs for government, they're really hacking the system.
Could be a little like that. And you're talking about like free flow of ideas.